Published 1732 EDT, the 28th of August 2017. Updated 1824 EDT, the 28th of August 2017. England manager Gareth Southgate is looking to introduce a world-class team culture into his young squad by taking advice from proven global winners. A top specialist in that field, who has worked with Rugby World Cup holders New Zealand, has already been in the England camp after the players assembled at St George Park on Sunday ahead of qualifying games against Malta and Slovakia. The FA have also signed a memorandum of understanding with world champions Germany to exchange a range of ideas around big tournament preparation. Gareth Southgate will show a video to every player in his squad about what it takes to win. That is likely to be very much a one-way process on the basis of relative success at senior international level, although the Germans are impressed enough with St George Park in Staffordshire to want to build an equivalent, although near a major city rather than deep in the countryside. The winning mentality that Southgate wants to instill during his tenure is also reinforced by a 7-minute film about what it takes to win being shown to every player called into the squad. Ironically, the footage includes the worst moment of Southgate's career when he missed the crucial spot kick in the semi-final penalty shootout against Germany at Euro '96. London-based lawyer Owen Eastwood has been hired to work with the England squad. The team bonding expert brought in by Southgate is London-based New Zealand lawyer Owen Eastwood. He has worked with numerous sports teams, including the All Blacks, on developing their own identity. His other varied clients include the England women's football team, South Africa and Scotland's rugby teams, Chelsea and Manchester City in the Premier League, and NATO's military command. Anthony Hudson, English coach of the New Zealand football team, who also employ the busy Eastwood, said there is always a scenario, a story for each game, and Owen comes in and helps us create a story. It just reminds us of who we are representing and why we are there. He's all about team culture, helping teams really understand who they are and why they play. So before the New Zealand rugby team beat England at Twickenham in November 2014, Eastwood told them the story of legendary All Black Andrew White, who survived 4 of the most horrific campaigns of the First World War. Whether similar stories from Gallipoli, the Somme, Messines and Passchendaele will be enough to inspire Harry Kane, Dele Alli and co remains to be seen. Southgate said last year following the Wayne Rooney late-night drinking episode after the World Cup qualifying win over Scotland that players must take responsibility for their own actions within a team environment. Eastwood worked with the New Zealand rugby team on developing their own identity, and he singled out the All Blacks as having the right approach, saying there has got to be lines of what is acceptable and what isn't. Look at top sports teams like the All Blacks, who are one of the best examples of teams that have won consistently over the years. The players are involved in that, because you are giving them ownership and accountability. Southgate added, if our players want to be top performers, which I believe they do, then they have got to recognize the things that are going to achieve that and the things that are going to detract. The days are gone from when I was younger, when we did have a few beers after a game, fish and chips and beer on the way home on the coach, and probably fall off the bus. The rest of the world isn't doing that, so we are competing in a different landscape and have to be prepared and professional as everybody else. Southgate is hoping to instill a winning mentality in the likes of Dier left and John Stones. The All Blacks, whose philosophy Southgate admires so much, also have an overheads policy operated by the players themselves to wean out inflated egos and make everything about the collective team approach. All Blacks mental skills coach Gilbert Enoka said the management might not spot those counterproductive behaviors. The players and leaders themselves should call others out for their inflated egos. And Southgate has instigated his own methods for building up a sense of belonging by having former England players present shirts to new caps like Glenn Hoddle did before Michael Keane's first game against Germany last March. Hoddle said the idea of having a low-key ceremony is something England's rugby and cricket teams do as well, and I think it's a welcome addition to the culture of the football team. The MOU with the Germans was signed at the FIFA Congress in Bahrain last May, with relations between the two counties seeing them play the third international friendly in 20 months at Wembley in November.